I'm convinced this underrated Star Trek Discovery Season 1 episode is secretly one of the show's best. A lot has been said about Star Trek Discovery, both its dramatic 2024 finale and Discovery's 5-season run that ushered in a new era of Star Trek. For its first 2 seasons, Discovery told the story of the USS Discovery in the decade leading up to Star Trek, the original series, whereas all subsequent seasons were set in the 32nd century. As a result of this time jump, a lot of the plots and characters I loved from earlier seasons got left in the 23rd century, and some of the most interesting Discovery details were jettisoned for the future. Star Trek Discovery Seasons 1 and 2 introduced some of the most popular characters from Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Both Anson Mount's Captain Christopher Pike and Ethan Peck's Lieutenant Spock appeared on Discovery before Strange New Worlds. Even now, as I wait for Strange New Worlds Season 3, my understanding of those characters would be incomplete without Discovery. Discovery also brought on Rainn Wilson as Harry Mudd, Star Trek's most prominent guest star in years. But beyond Discovery's early iconic characters, the first 2 seasons of Discovery had some of the best plots in the series. Magic to Make the Sanest Man Go Mad is an underrated Star Trek Discovery episode. Star Trek Discovery Season 1, Episode 7, Magic to Make the Sanest Man Go Mad, is one of the series' best episodes, even if it doesn't always get the recognition it deserves. It was one of 2 episodes in Discovery Season 1 to feature Rainn Wilson as Harry Mudd, the notorious smuggler from Star Trek, the original series. As with the rest of Discovery, this version of Mudd was much darker than his TOS counterpart, played by Roger C. Carmel, and in this episode that darkness totally works and pays off. Harry Mudd is a gritty, challenging antagonist, and he makes the episode pop in every scene. Magic to Make the Sanest Man Go Mad is one of Star Trek's rare time loop episodes, and it is excellent. This was a key episode of Star Trek Discovery Season 1 wherein Michael Burnham, Sonequa Martin Green, Ensign Sylvia Tilly Mary Wiseman, and Lt. Paul Stamets Anthony Rapp had to trust each other and use their wits and smarts to turn the tables on Harry Mudd. It culminates in one of Burnham's best lines. Turns out you can con a con man. Star Trek Discovery as a whole is underrated, and the series has a lot of hidden gems. Episodes like Discovery Season 3's People of Earth or Season 5's Whistle Speak are personal favorites. But looking back, Seasons 1 and 2 of Discovery are some of its best, and Magic to Make the Sanest Man Go Mad stands out as a highlight of those early seasons. The consequence-free zone of the time loop and Magic to Make the Sanest Man Go Mad feels just plain fun. While I might not go so far as to call it the best episode of Discovery, it's certainly up there. Star Trek Discovery Season 1 was divisive, no doubt. Between its darker tone, war-centric storytelling, and radically reimagined aesthetic, fans were split. But buried within that turbulent season is an often overlooked gem. Episode 7, Magic to Make the Sanest Man Go Mad. I'm convinced this underrated time loop episode is secretly one of Discovery's best. Why? Because it captures something that Star Trek does better than any other franchise, balancing heady sci-fi concepts with deeply human emotion. On the surface, it's a Groundhog Day-style story. Harry Mudd, played by a surprisingly menacing Rainn Wilson, repeatedly boards the Discovery, kills Captain Lorca in dozens of creative ways, and tries to sell the ship to the Klingons. Every loop resets time by 30 minutes. It's chaotic, funny, and thrilling. But under that narrative gimmick lies something more meaningful. This is the episode where Michael Burnham begins to let her guard down. Trapped in the loop with only Lieutenant Stamets aware of what's going on, she opens up in ways we hadn't seen before. Her dance with Tyler, her willingness to share personal vulnerability, and even her decision to kiss him, knowing it would be erased, all contribute to her transformation from logical Vulcan-raised outsider to someone learning to trust, to love. It's also one of the first episodes where the Discovery crew feels like a crew. Tilly's infectious optimism, Stamets' mushroom-fueled genius, and Tyler's charm all shine. And the idea that a science officer would solve a temporal crisis by synchronizing memories through a spore drive? That's deliciously Trek. Magic to Make the Sanest Man Go Mad may not have the serialized weight of later arcs, but it excels as a standalone adventure, something Trek has always done brilliantly. It's classic science fiction dressed in modern production values, and it reminds us why we loved Star Trek in the first place. In